These are my families here. Family of ants. These are my friends and family. We eat together. I lied to the poor ants. I came out of the house and I came to eat here. Good food. This is a province called Quang Ngai, bustling province called Quang Ngai. I've lived here confidently long enough. I did not invite the ants, but now there was like honey in a shape of undiscovered island, and these ants would come and eat this sweet honey. So they get crushed my honey. It's okay. The sun is not beginning to set. It has already set. And now I passed through the motorcycles in high speed. As you can see, the many motorcycles here. And it's raining here. It's about 500 meters from the hotel. I left the ants. The ants are still eating the honey. And the honey has a shape of a map. This map is a map of an island, undiscovered island. So this is 2024, and this Ants Food Festival reunion has happened from 2023 to 2024. But I sneaked out after tasting the honey from the ants. This is a bustling street. I've been dodging the high-speed motorcycles. And when I came here, the chef of this restaurant, Vietnamese restaurant, was closed. But he's familiar of my stingy behavior, so he managed to open for me with his kind heart, knowing very well this guy could be lying to his aunts back at the hotel. I want to go back to the hotel where my aunt's family is, and it's raining right now, but I'll make it back and I'll brush off my delicious aroma of the restaurant's food, tasty food, so that the ants cannot smell the aroma, delicious aroma. And as soon as I arrive at the hotel, I will tell my aunts it's a good night. And of course, I'm going to feel a little bit of guilt. I did not invite the ants. I just discovered them during the time that I spent closer to 100 days without friends, without companions, and psychologically impact on me made me to meet these ants because I stay in my hotel room all the time. Then they came into my life and they started feasting on the honey that fell on my brown table. Of course, I did not prioritize them because I just discovered this family. And because of my family, small things becomes important because you needed to socialize. If you don't socialize and then live in a solitary, and this would happen to you. I'm now here at the hotel. Where are you, ants? Oh, so many of you. What do you guys talk about? Ants can see at night, they can smell during the day, during the night, they can see. Guys, I've lived almost my whole life in solitary, in isolation, because I spend more time all by myself. Even though through basketball and many other things, I've been socializing, but not really much. I spent many days all by myself. There are dangers to self-segregation, self-solitary, and self-isolation, being single, and spending more time in many days alone. They are irreversible psychological damage, permanent damage, guys. Also, what happened, to me when I had a shoulder pain. I still have the shoulder pain, but 60%. I'm 60% getting well and getting better. That's why I'm still talking to you. That's why you saw me going to yoga, because when you spend more time lying down in the same place and doing the same thing, you're gonna have pains, in some parts of your body. But even though I spent more time in yoga, kickboxing in the past, I did basketball, I did martial arts, I did aerobics. You saw in some of the videos and all that. Who is that? I've done all these things. Even though I do that, but I still get back here. I find myself alone in this place. I have been alone since I was born. Now I'm solely relying on the ants. Some of them are gone. Relying on ants is not a viable solution. My shoulder pain is getting well, and now I am facing another challenge, and that is the problem that I have right now. Ants. Colonies of ants. I have deprived myself from human interaction. It's really a challenge. Having fear, I have withdrawn from the society. I do find solace, actually. I love food. It makes me happy. Sometimes I'm angry with myself, with a lot of things that I've not accomplished in the past. I stopped taking care of myself. Sometimes I don't sleep. As you can hear the noise from my background here, and it's already at night. It's midnight as I'm speaking to you right now, and I'm still awake. Your mental state just becomes fragile. In your vision, you can't see. You start becoming blind, and your speech, you can't make sense in your communications. Everything just becomes weird and paranoid. Being alone and being single and imposing yourself to self-isolation, segregation, not from the society. Your judgment is always wrong. This is even across the races, black, how they see whites, how they see Asians who don't believe in black people and call them names. Yeah, just because they're isolated, they've not socialized with the black people. I am sensing absence of true companionship. I have a little experience of human interaction. This is a psychological danger, prolonged, permanent psychological danger. Even though I used to be a Christian, I used to socialize there. I used to be also a Muslim. I stopped going to, such gatherings. Was socializing through going to school, university, going to sports and having hobbies and meeting people. And I still feel that there is true absence. I never had a true companionship. I don't have an experience of human interaction. Traveling the world has been more prisons. All the countries I traveled to, I found myself to be a prison again. Self-imposed prison or isolation, segregation, solitude or solitary, or being alone or being single. Every country I travel to, I always find myself alone again. It doesn't solve much of the problem, become a prison again, and even though if you try to meet friends or, you find, like, for example, when I was in China, they had been, the reason why I was self-segregating myself, because there's so much racism whereby white people from other countries watches black people being undermined and underpaid in China by the Chinese, people who don't see black people to be worth, and they call them names. Coming to Vietnam, the same thing. Even I came here, more setbacks. I had a shoulder pain, and this girl, she only found solace in bars and wants to drink beer, alcohol. She wasn't my girlfriend. She proposed to me. She approached me. corn or maize, rice, these foods can take a while to be used by your body. It means if you consume from your childhood, you have consumed carbohydrates such as corn, which is a super modified. Corn takes long to be digested, but the next day or the next time you go to the toilet and it's down there. So it means you are still undernourished. So if you're from a country where you consume corn as your main food, dangerous for you. If you look at the history of corn or the history of faced maize, you'll be shocked. It's not food. It takes long to be digested. Anyways, I'm one of the victims of this, withdrawing from the society. It makes me not generate new ideas and new information because of that. My mind struggles because of the troubles and tribulations, lack of sleep, not sleeping on time, not having a proper diet. These are dangerous to human life. Even though I find the void in me every year since I was born, since I've been in this self-imposed, prison, solitude. I make sure that I have clothes, clean ones. I make sure that I have enough beddings. I also make sure that I have entertainment to entertain myself so that I'm not bored. I also make sure that I have enough lights in the room. But these ends fascinate me a lot. It was isolation and self-imprisoning that brought the pain on my shoulder. Having a medicine. When you go through living alone, being single, you gotta make sure you have medicines because such conditions can avail themselves through imprisoning yourself and living without friends. Now you gotta have food. Since I don't have friends, I have food. It's a guava, turmeric, ginger, peanut butter. Enough food to last. Wipe your hands all the time and make sure you have adequate water if you're gonna be alone, being single, and milk or just calciums. Also need the iPhone for communication devices. I've got Huawei here and for communication. But during my self-imposed prison, I have these tools here. It works as a plier and as a screwdriver and as an opener. So it's got a knife there. It's a tool, and I have this card here for emergency. So when I'm single and I'm alone, I usually put my ideas in this diary, and then I'll also read. Sometimes I also write books. So this is a book written by me. Then I clean my nails with the nail cutter. Even though I'm always inside here, I have deodorant and roll-on, Listerine, and I have toothpaste, and that toothbrush is finished. I need to buy a new one. It's not hygienic. Make sure that I have enough beddings.